Hello, Spider fans, and welcome to the Talkcast Pod Show. We're here to talk about another comic book thing.
Hooray!
It's a movie. But it's a good one.
Yeah, you know what? I am so excited. Oh, wow.
It's kind of funny that, like, Superman, Batman, Spider-Man just continue to be the trinity of, like, heroes that, like, their movies are usually good.
They've had some bad movies. In fact,
Each of them have.
In fact, I would say that two of the worst superhero movies I ever watched were a Batman movie, and, well, no, it's not really necessarily.
Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman have all had bad movies. I mean, Superman 4, Nuclear Man, like with Canon Films.
You know, part of me wants to say that with the superhero, I don't know if we'd call it a renaissance. I kind of don't even count any of the old movies before the MCU kind of changed the game. Not that they aren't good, some of them aren't good movies in their own right, but it is very clear that we have taken a very big step up, and not only our superhero storytelling, but our ability to communicate the power and abilities of these superheroes with special effects. But yeah, no, there's some oh my god, fucking BVS is awful. It's just terrible.
Not great. It has these like really neat little aura moments, and these moments where you can kind of see where Zack Snyder was like kind of going for with it, with like that Dark Knight Returns aspect without all of the pre-built Dark Knightness to it.
But I think it's still absolutely valid to say that we've gotten a really good Batman film, a really good Superman film, and now we finally have gotten what I think, spoilers, is the best Spider-Man MCU film, bar none.
It is honestly what I'm kind of looking for in a comic book movie. Like, clearly there's a universe baked in around it. It certainly helps if you know everything going into it. But it feels like, that first comic book that you ever take off the shelf as a kid and you start cracking it open. It's like, oh wow, look at all these characters. Some of them are familiar, some of them are new. They clearly have history. What's going on there? I don't have Disney Plus anymore, so I have no idea what happened on Staten Island. But
so that's actually that's just nothing actually happened.
Really? That was not. There was nothing there.
Something actually happened, but it's one of those like Black Widow, Hawkeye. Oh, remember what happened in blank.
Okay. I thought that had something to do with that Punisher special. Like, I'm like, oh, I guess I missed that.
No. The Punisher special was standalone Punisher. Everything Punisher has largely been standalone Punisher. I think there were like some crossovers, obviously with Daredevil. But I'm not sure. I'm 99. I've looked it up. The Stan thing is anything between Spider-Man and Punisher.
Okay, well, I liked that bit, and because I hadn't seen the Punisher special, I'm like, oh, they must be referencing that. I guess not. This is a key indicator that people don't necessarily have superhero fatigue. They're just tired of going to the theater for slop.
Well, I'm curious. Are we going straight into Spider-Man, or do we have a breakdown or rundown?
I honestly don't like. There are a few things that I'd like to run down, but they're things that I'd want to spend a little more time talking about that I'm certain you haven't watched, like The Odyssey. Because we were thinking about doing like a double feature here, but then like you got like a little under the weather.
Nobody I know wants to go see The Odyssey either. I had somebody lined up. I had somebody lined up to go see it, and the day of, they're like, "Oh, I can't do it." I'm like, "Well, fuck it. I'll go watch Spider-Man then."
A month ahead of time, I managed to get 4 really good, like, IMAX seats, like dead center, perfect seats for this damn movie. And I'm talking to people, I'm like, yeah, no, I got these seats, first come, first serve, let me know. Sorry, can't.
The biggest sorry can't I could have given. I am so sorry. I really wanted to see it with you.
But yeah, nobody saw it with me, so I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I guess I'll refund a couple of these seats, and then I'll sit with an extra seat here.
So, thumbs up, down, Odyssey?
I liked it.
I heard it was woke, so I won't see it.
Oh, well, yeah. Elliot Page plays a young soldier, so for like 15 minutes of screen time, I get it. You can't,
film ruined. Film absolutely fucking ruined.
Yeah, and some people have melanin in their skin, in their flesh.
I'm 99% sure that nobody in Greece ever had melanin. That sounds fake to me.
Everybody throughout all of history in Greece has required suntan lotion.
Anyways, I hope to see The Odyssey sometime soon.
It's like, honestly, they've pushed the IMAX dates for it through November.
Oh, November?
Up to early November is last when I saw it.
I saw it was pushed to September. That's nuts.
Maybe you're right. Maybe November is something different in my head. But yeah, honestly, they still might. It is crazy that, like, currently I'm staying at a place, like, there's only, like, 40 movie theaters that have that 40 millimeter whatever IMAX, and I live within 15 minutes of, like, 3 of them. It's crazy.
I don't have an actual IMAX around me. The closest one is up in LA, and that makes me very frustrated.
There are 3 of those within, like, driving distance for me.
Of course, they're all up in near
Two
Hollywood.
of them within walking distance.
You fuckers. You privileged fucks.
Go figure. People around this area like movies. But speaking of movies, actually, if there was any other thing in the rundown, have you seen any of the new King of the Hill? I haven't yet.
I really want to. I liked that first season, and everything I've heard about this latest season is that it's just more of that. So
I just don't have Disney Plus or Hulu at the moment. So yeah, not a whole lot to report on there. Like, I'm catching up on Wampus. I finally made it through Wano. Holy shit. After episode 1000, did the animation take a jump?
Oh, yeah. No, the jump in animation for One Piece is something that could absolutely and should be studied. Although, you're going to run into a new problem. The animation's going to be stellar, but none of the pacing issues are going to be fixed.
Yeah, but at least I can skip all of those. Hey, here's this recap episode of all these people that you're getting to know.
One other thing I do want to mention, if we're just kind of throwing out stuff there, the Avatar animated film, like Avatar Aang, Last Airbender.
Yeah. They got a theatrical release around here, which I also couldn't get people to go see.
I really wish I'd known about that ever happening, because I was under the impression I'd only be able to watch it online. And you know, I did. I watched on a computer with the boyfriend over Discord. We both really liked it. It's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. Story's kind of anime original movie, but that's fine.
Yeah, it seems good. That new Avatar fighting game seems like it's fun for those that really like that type of fighting game.
So good, it actually got one of my friends who's big into fighting games to finally watch Avatar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm excited about that. So.
Yeah, that's awesome. And the live action Netflix is still garbage tier trash.
Yeah, it's fucking oh man, this baby can pack so much character assassination. It's nuts.
I saw like a couple of clips, and one of them involves Toph like writing characters with her feet, and I'm like, how does she know how to write? Where did she learn the characters?
So they explain that she learned them using raised characters.
Okay.
Which there's a lot of reasons that doesn't make any sense. There's so many reasons that doesn't work. Fucking goddamn it. These people do not know what they genuinely just do not understand the source material. Like it's insane. It's crazy.
They seem to neuter Toph. Like I saw the scene that just made me like roll my eyes. Like, I really like the live action One Piece. It has its own problems, but I really, really like the live action One Piece. I look at the live action Avatar with Toph breaking out of the metal box. I'm Toph and I created metal bending. Like, ew. What are you doing?
Yeah,
Stop.
It's terrible. It's awful. And like all the problems with One Piece live action aside, the people making it understand One Piece. They get it. The people making Avatar do not. They super don't.
I have not given it a fair shake. I have not watched it throughout, but I refuse to, because every clip I have seen and every bit of discourse I have seen has been that this show is shit.
I did not like season 1, but I believed season 2 could be better. I believed that they could take all the some feedback and learn and make season 2 better. And all I've heard is that it is so much worse. All the clips I've seen, all the reviews I've seen, everything. It's awful. The action's pretty okay though. So I guess that's a win.
Fair enough.
Honestly, it just kind of makes me more frustrated, because it's like, oh, we could have gotten another show with animation action this good, with graphics, the special effects this good, and instead it's being wasted on a bad retelling of a story we already loved. So, all
right. Well, with that, I ain't got a whole lot of stuff that I think is like really worth talking about.
So let's
dig into a big bowl of spiders. A delicious big bowl of spiders.
Num 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 num.
Yeah, this like I said earlier, this is kind of what I want from a comic book movie. That feeling of like taking the thing off the shelf, opening it up, and seeing that this is a world that has existed for a little bit. It's what I kind of like about James Gunn's DC like reboots like universe. It feels lived in. as you opening it up, and of course, like, this is a franchise that's like nearly 20 years old now, but it's still really fresh to be able to like go into something and feel like, just kind of feel like the world has existed, because clearly this takes place a few years after 4 years after No Way Home. Yeah, because you get this montage of him like beating up, just like, or, like, you know, going against a bunch of Spider-Man's like lower tier rogues gallery. And I really like the look of I think the dude's moniker is Crondo as Tombstone. I'm like, oh, that's a Tombstone looking mother. Like, yeah, because he's got the albinoism.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad that he's only in the one shot, and I only say sad because
but he looks
like,
so good, and it's like, it's, you get the feel of it, and you can see that they could use him for other things, like in, like, you know, Daredevil and whatever other street tier shows they want to do.
Yeah.
So I like the setup for that.
I like that whole opening sequence actually is so like, I'm gonna end up saying this, and it's always going to be a pun. It's spectacular. Having a segment where we just get to see Spider-Man being Spider-Man, fighting a bunch of his different villains.
It's just a bunch of comic book covers.
Yeah, just remaking all the comic book covers. It was, to a certain extent, giving a little bit of what we got in the Fantastic Four movie, where we get to see a little bit of them being the Fantastic Four.
Which I also liked.
Yeah, but I think it actually works even better here, because Spider-Man's already established. We've had 3 Spider-Man movies, plus all of the other MCU stuff that's involved Spider-Man, plus the animated series, plus the comics, plus all the other movies before it. We know who he is. It's okay to just have an opening segment where we get to see him versus a bunch of other people. It works, and it also helps with the fact that Spider-Man hasn't been allowed to just be neighborhood Spider-Man. He's not been able to fight crime and do his shit day to day. And this entire movie, like the first half of this movie, is deeply involved in that, and I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, he gets to do all the little potato stuff.
Yeah, and again, this movie, I felt like the last movie, especially its ending in this movie, have been kind of a mea culpa in that regard, of an understanding of, hey, this isn't what people wanted out of Spider-Man necessarily, so here we're going back to the roots. We're getting all that stuff.
Yeah, they introduced him when the stakes were already so high, and not that the first movie was like world-saving stakes. Like Vulture as an introductory villain, I really liked it. And if you look at this movie as kind of a quadrilogy so far, it's not a bad coming-of-age tale. It's just like the fact that it's mixed in with all of that Infinity Saga stuff, and it does get like kind of a little muddled in the fact that it feels more like he's a protege to Tony Stark and blah, blah, blah. This is the first movie where he gets to like really be on his own and like be these like true central driving force.
Yeah, and it's not that necessarily he's totally on his own. He's still got people in his corner, people he can go to, but it doesn't feel like, oh, the Avengers are just waiting in the back at any time. It doesn't feel like Tony Stark's there. It feels like, yes, he is lonely. He's like, his best friends are the people that he knows. They're also antisocial, or they're a cop who can't get to know him. And oh my God,
I love his relationship with her.
The versus the first scene with her and the last scene with her, my heart swells. Those two, I love their relationship. They've got a perfect. It's kind of like Gordon and Batman. Instead, it's, I forget her name, something Wolf and Peter, and it's so good. I love it. It's this movie establishes all these different relationships really well, and all of them serve a purpose, a really good purpose. Like, a lot of people were, when they heard that Punisher was going to be in the movie, thought he was just going to be a cameo. He was going to be in a scene or two, maybe.
That's what I thought too, yeah.
And he was a major player, and he fit perfectly.
I love their dynamic, like the way they bicker, because clearly morally they're on like very opposite sides of the same coin. Yeah, like it. I don't know. There was just something like because I saw it with like Jesse and Stefan, and Jesse, you know, New Yorker, lived there for a good chunk of time. Whenever Punisher just go like, ah.
He's not a caricature necessarily, but he is a really interestingly big personality in this movie. Yeah, because they have to neuter him just a little bit for the PG-13, but not to the extent where he doesn't feel like himself, and I appreciate that. He's so good. Everything to do with him, and it's really accentuated by the fact that when Spider-Man is working at his place and he's like, really? With the mask? And then fucking Peter has to be like, dude, it's everybody. It's not just you. Don't feel offended.
It's not just you. It's everybody's like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, I love that.
And the fact that Punisher like respects him in a different way than he respects Daredevil, like he'll butt heads with like Matt Murdock because Matt Murdock's much more of a vindictive asshole than Peter Parker. Peter Parker's kind of a cheeky asshole.
Yeah. It definitely comes down to their different personalities. And watching, honestly, I won't lie, watching Peter and the Punisher go back and forth like this, it desperately, and I know people are going to groan at this, it desperately still makes me want to see the Spider-Man Deadpool movie. I want it. I don't care. I want it.
I want to see that as well. Like, I want to see what it, like, I want to see it live up to its potential, though. Like, that's the problem. Yeah. Like, and I don't know what combination of writers you would need to get that to work properly.
Yeah, I can see why it could be really bad. It could be terrible.
I could not write a Deadpool to save my life. He would be insufferable, like with my sense of humor. Like I can't do a Deadpool, I don't think. I
think it's out there, and I think there's a version of that movie that would be really funny, specifically with Tom Holland Spider-Man. But
I can see it. Like he's been growing on me more and more, like the more I've seen him in movies, as he's been kind of like, maturing.
This is my favorite version of him. I love how much he leans into the New York, like the accent, the attitude.
The fact that he puts on even more of an accent when he has the mask on, I think is great.
I think that works a lot. It serves the character. It serves that he is part of, like, he is a savior of New York. He is their protector. Like, to me, New York is to Spider-Man that Gotham is to Batman.
Yeah.
So it's very important that Spider-Man feels at home there, that he takes on that personality there, and it works. It works great. And also, one thing I want to point out, the amount of practical effects in this movie, spectacular. I love it. It's so good. It gives everything so much weight.
Yeah. No, it's honestly like really, it's just a fun watch. It like the time just kind of slides by too, and all of its pieces seem to be used very well. I actually, for the first time in a long while, really like the way it is setting up the future of Marvel moving forward.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to get into spoilers.
We'll get into spoilers eventually, but like this is just like kind of where I'm at. Like the way it sets things up for what is to come. I'm like, you know what? I was worried about this part, but like this actually gives me a bit of hope.
It does a lot to both write Spider-Man's whole fucking trajectory, but also let's just say it introduces some things that are going to be very relevant later.
Yeah, and I'll say this to like the way I like to see movies now. If there's a movie coming out that I'm mostly certain I'm going to see, I will avoid every trailer for it.
Oh yeah.
I will like glaze my eyes as soon as it pops up on social media. Like go in as spoiler free as possible to these things, and I just come out so much happier because I didn't know who the villain was going into this, and I'm sitting there and thinking to myself, what's going on with is this like a magic thing? It's like, oh.
So apparently, by the way, the trailers did not give away who the villain was.
The trailers don't, but I am certain that the discourse did.
I don't know about that because from everyone I've heard, they were very surprised when they found this out. Like, okay. I didn't hear anybody be like, yeah, I already heard about that. There was one bit that gave it a kind of some, maybe because people were talking about casting and Sadie Sink's in this.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of conjecture over who she was playing. But the idea of who she actually played, when that came up, everyone was like, no, that's not going to happen. So when it actually happened, everyone freaked out.
And yet you like, I'm going to do a quick Google search here. Spider-Man. I mean, of course, the discourse is going to be that now. Holy shit. Actually, you Google Spider-Man Brand New Day. First on the cast list is Sadie Sink as character.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, now it is.
Well, now it is, but I'm wondering if it was beforehand too.
No, it was not. I assure you it wasn't, because I have so much trouble avoiding those kinds of spoilers, because casting spoilers, they're just everywhere, and I never saw it once. And I know other reviewers who are closer to this stuff, who have heard more, who've seen trailers, who are like, holy shit, nobody saw this coming.
Yeah, because like I got really mad at myself like a day or two before I was going to see it, and I was just, scrolling social media, and it's like Spider-Man versus Hulk. I'm like, fuck!
It's that one was kind of much more obvious because we knew that the Hulk was going to be in it.
I knew that Banner was going to be in it. I didn't necessarily know that big ass Hulk was going to be back, though.
So at this point, look, the movie's really good. It's the best Spider-Man MCU movie. Highly recommended. I would love to get into spoilers because at this point,
I think it's time. Yeah.
Going by the numbers, you probably have already seen it, and if you need permission from us, go see it.
Yeah, I don't know anybody that because this is coming out after opening weekend, and I know there's some people that like to wait a little bit to hit that matinee. It's worth seeing, I think. Yeah. If you like Spider-Man, if you like superhero movies, odds are you've already seen it. So we'll move into spoilers right here at the about 22-minute mark.
Cool.
So, Jean Grey.
Holy fucking... The best part was, I remember when we first see Sadie Sink on screen, and I'm like, well, who's this Jean Grey looking bitch? And then it's Jean Grey!
I figured it out before they showed Sadie Sink's face.
Really?
Yeah. I was watching, and I was just kind of thinking because, the last time they did this, it was somebody manipulating, they had Doctor Strange manipulate people's minds. I'm like, and they teased Mephisto and Ironheart. I'm like, ooh, is this a Mephisto angle? I'm like, nah, they wouldn't do magic twice in a row. That would be kind of weird, especially Dragon. Oh my God, it's a psychic. Wait, what if? And the options in my head went, Xavier wouldn't do this, to Jean Grey might. Oh, Sadie Sink.
Well, and so the interesting thing there is they kind of hide. How do I put this? They throw you off by the fact that the person controlling these people is just doing body jumping. Yeah. And that is probably something that Jean Grey can generally do.
She's
but
she's a very powerful telepath.
It's not what she's known for. No. And so the fact that that was the power that we were seeing early on, it doesn't immediately give away that it would be Jean Grey.
No.
Now it makes sense that we learn it's Jean Grey, especially in early Jean Grey who's still learning how to use her powers. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when it turned out to be Jean Grey, I kind of lost my shit because this could have been a terrible move. This could have been absolutely awful. It could have just felt forced and we just need a setup for the X-Men and we're going to ruin a Spider-Man movie to do it. Instead, her whole character arc serves a purpose to mirror Peter's in a way that makes her a completely fulfilling character / villain / antagonist and doesn't take away from the movie overall. In fact, it genuinely just adds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was really... I think that was a great way to introduce this character and maybe get her kind of on the side of Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. I don't know, because that kind of feels like where she's heading. But one of the things that kind of tipped me off was the introduction of the phrase VMAX. And I'm thinking, that sounds really close to Phoenix.
Oh, okay. No.
But that wasn't the case. And I'm glad that was kind of a little red herring that my brain attached it to. But it also led me in the right direction.
My brain actually did not latch on to that. I'm kind of glad it didn't, because I think my brain would have hated that immediately. I was just waiting to see what it actually meant, and then when we found out what it actually meant, it's
tragic.
It's real. It's a gut punch of a scene.
I like that they play it out a bit like Akira almost.
Yeah.
Where it's just a very powerful, dangerous psychic.
Yeah, and one that's having trouble controlling their powers and causing harm to other people. And I will say, there's been some discourse around Jean Grey after the movie, partially in that she does some stuff that's kind of unforgivable. I don't know if I were writing the movie, if I would have had her have that dude get killed or at least terribly hurt by that taxi. And the scene with Peter is sort of uncomfortable in that it's forcing MJ.
Oh, you mean the Zendaya one?
Yeah. It's forcing MJ to do something really uncomfortable for audiences, but for me, it makes sense. This version of Jean Grey has been through a lot. She has been through her sister being stolen. She's been pursued by this corporation that's frankly fucking evil, and she's young and angry, so she's doing terrible things.
Yeah, it's interesting that we're back in the era of the government is the bad guy again. I wonder why.
I would really like that to continue, because I'll also say
until
this,
morale improves, the government shall continue to be the bad guy.
I'll say this. I instantly knew they were bad guys.
Of course. The moment he walks in there and they're pointing guns at him, it's like, well, here's your villain. Like,
well, that part I could, like, here's the thing. I could sort of get, like, understand that if the guy we met afterward had anything affable about him, but the moment we meet the head of what's it? Damage control.
Yeah, he's clearly got this porcelain smiling mask on the entire time.
He's immediately like, okay, yeah, you're a fucking bad guy. And I'm not going to say that that's necessarily a huge ding against the film, but it did kind of just like make me wait till we found out, okay, what's the reveal? When are we going to find it out?
It was one of those situations where, like, the first time we meet him, I'm like, are you the ultimate mind controlling bad guy, or are you just a bad guy? Like, he was so obviously a bad guy that my brain was like, is this a red herring? Like,
yeah, I know, right? That, and I will say, I'm not so upset about this. I do kind of feel like bringing in the hand was a little much. Not that the stuff we got with the hand wasn't great. I'm very, very happy with those action scenes, and I would, if you put a gun to my head and said we'd have to lose the action scenes if we lost the hand, I would keep them. But they do also sort of feel like, okay, you're the one element of this movie that feels like it is tacked on to be a part of the roster of enemies for Peter to fight. Because the hand is barely, like, they were established in the Daredevil TV series, and that was it. We never got anything else beside that. For them to be the main, like, or a main, like, antagonistic force in this film, it just felt a little weird.
It's not like they're the main antagonistic force, but they were the strike force, the elite guard that he had to make it through to get to the final confrontation.
Yeah, and my issue ultimately is that we don't know anything about them if you haven't specifically watched those Daredevil seasons. So it's like, why do we care about who are these guys?
Which goes back to my I kind of like it because this world feels like, you know, it has depth to it that you can explore through other, like, bits if you care to.
Yeah, I suppose. It's just we get so many scenes with the Punisher that it feels like, okay, he fully justifies his place in this movie. For the hand, it's a little rockier for me. And again, that's like not a huge criticism. What we get out of them is so good.
Yeah, it's probably the best action scene in the movie when he finally, you know, has his, you know, Neo awakening moment.
Fucking Wuxia and my Spider-Man. Yes. Oh my God.
It's what you get with
real wire work.
It's what you get with this director, man. I mean, Shang-Chi had some great action scenes.
I firmly believe that. I think that John Watts is a fucking hack now. I'm sorry. Like, if I had to compare this movie with the last three, it is immediately obvious to me that this director knows what he's doing while the other director did not.
They are very different in terms of their style and scope, for sure. And I can see, like, the defenders of, like, the first three versus the people that think that this is much superior. I'm in the camp that I think that this is the best MCU Spider-Man as well, but I'm also not going to say that I absolutely hated any of the other ones. Like, I don't think there has been a bad Spider-Man movie in the MCU.
I would agree with that. I still have I still really like Homecoming. For all of it, for all of the problems that it still has being tied into the MCU, especially with Tony's relationship to Peter, I still really like Homecoming, especially because it is a really good story. The build-up, the use of Vulture, some of the cinematography, it's good.
Yeah.
I think that No Way Home is just, it's Member Berries, the movie.
It's a lot of fan service and a lot of, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with a comforting nostalgia film. With some, like, decent action beats and some decent, like, you know, heart pull moments, and I will always stand Willem Dafoe. So there's that.
All three of those movies have sequences that are standouts. Absolutely. Like, that's
the most forgettable of them is No Way Home, or not No Way Home, Far From Home.
And Far From Home still has... Yeah, well, yeah, sure.
I still really like the way they used Mysterio.
Mysterio's good. I just really hate how he's... okay, unfortunately, I just hate Tony's presence in all three of the movies. I think it just is a net negative all over, and it hurt Mysterio for me. And the other thing that hurt that movie for me was just that there's a lot of things I can talk about that film, but I won't. It's going to take way too long, and it's going to be off task.
But this movie, I feel like they used all of their pieces very well.
Yeah.
Like we said, or like you've said previously, John Bernthal as Punisher being a much larger part in this movie than anticipated, and every scene that had him like really worked. I really liked the fact that Michael Mandow kept showing up throughout like the first and like the middle of the second act as Scorpion.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was trying to remember who. Yeah. Scorpion was sort of interesting to me because Scorpion's not like, he's been in other like stuff tied specifically to the Spider-Man, but also not really. It's weird. Last time we really got to see him in a story was in the animated series, and he's very good there. And I think it's kind of heavily implied it's supposed to just be the same content, or like, I don't know. It's weird.
That's the animated Spider-Man is like a different timeline.
Yeah,
basically.
different timeline. But if it, like, again, basically like, oh, this is the MCU's timeline of this specific MCU take on the character. I don't know. It's tough, but it works. He's very good. It's very funny that he basically has one scene to be himself, and then in the next one, it's Jean Grey taking control of him. But
yeah, but it's still like fun to see that. I like Michael Mandow. I really like both Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I think it's just Better Call Saul that he's in, but he's great.
Yeah, he's really good in both versions. And he's got some really cool action scenes. There's oh my god, the shot where Spider-Man takes him and throws him at that fucking cop car is, oh boy.
Yeah, and that's the central part of the plot. It's Jean Grey might be the primary antagonist, but the central through line is Peter Parker trying to find that balance between Spider-Man and himself and what it means to be Spider-Man again, as he's been alone for so long. All of his spider genes with his depression and anxiety is like ramping up. And
I love how they mirror, like, it's like I said, all the characters in here serve a purpose to Peter's story. We have Bruce Banner, we have the Punisher, we have Jean Grey. All these characters are in one way or another a mirror of the conflict that Peter's going through. That's so good. I love that, because so many films struggle with this fucking very, very basic storytelling concept. Make all of your characters somehow related to your overall theme.
Yeah.
And he's
struggling with isolation, he's struggling with guilt, and he's just like, and he's struggling with the monster inside. All of those things are tied to each of those characters. And furthermore, I really like the way that it plays with this dark side of Peter, but it doesn't involve fucking symbiotes for the first goddamn time.
You know, there was a part of me that was very a little like, oh no, they're not doing that right now.
Oh, when he got like the black eyes and stuff.
Yeah, the fact I was afraid they were gonna go one of two ways, because I was like, that's either the symbiote or that's Man Spider, and I don't want either of those here. Please no.
Well, we'll probably play with at least one of those in Secret Wars, I bet, which is the most worthless sit through the credit sequence at the end of a movie I've seen in a long while.
I wouldn't call it the most worthless, because because there's still the Eternals. That one was, oh boy.
It took like 5 to 6 years for anything to even acknowledge that the Eternals even happened.
I know, right? And like, even that once, like, I can't believe they canceled the Blade movie. That's insane.
so bizarre to me. Especially when you think about the fact that Blade, like, aside from Batman and Superman, was the first comic book movie pre-Raimi.
Yeah, well, not the first, but was one of the first that people
like
really
the first
paid
one to
attention
like
to
really
and
launch it off.
Yeah.
Before X-Men jumped off, before Spider-Man jumped off. Blade
yeah,
was right there, man.
It kind of did kickstart hey, we can make superheroes cool.
Yeah,
and honestly, it's really great because Wolverine and Deadpool, that joke could have it was always going to be evergreen because either Blade was going to be wrong or Blade was going to be right. And it turns out Blade was right.
Yeah. Either way, back to the Spider-Man. I liked the way that they had a good reason for him to go to Banner.
Yeah.
Having him go there because yeah, hey, you work with genetic mutations and stuff. Can I talk to you about your inhibitor? And how well that also plays into the future where they're going to kind of need that Trask-like figure to be like, hey, Spider-Man built this thing that can inhibit all mutants.
Yeah, I'm genuinely hoping that doesn't turn into... Because I'm okay with there being consequences of superheroes' actions. I am tired of the MCU always basically saying, hey, this villain or this terrible thing that happened is because something a hero did. I would like it to just be something terrible a terrible person just does on their fucking own for once. Can we just...
All of the consequences moving forward will be like what Jean Grey did in Manhattan was pretty awful, and I could see the public sentiment behind mutants being pretty bad about that.
Yeah, I wouldn't even mind if they were like, hey, we need something like what Spider-Man made. We need to try and do that. But if they literally just take the thing he did and said, hey, this works, let's just do exactly that.
That's clearly what they're going to do, though.
I would be so upset with that because it's like, God damn it. That's...
Because he used Tony Stark's replicating machine to make a gene inhibitor.
Yeah.
Both... I mean, I guess there's kind of a pun there.
Oh, yeah. No, that's really funny, actually. But we'll have to see. I will say I'm really glad I missed these trailers because did you know that the fucking trailers showed that super cool fucking spinning web thing he does with the hand at the end?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man, that spinning shot where he's like,
yeah,
fucking great.
That was such a cool sequence, and what a great way is like, yeah, fucking Spider-Man. Let's just do a whole fucking room of webs that keeps everybody like that was such a cool move.
I love that entire sequence. I know it's like very tropey, where it's just like you must awaken and like become your true self kind of deal, but I don't give a shit. I'm like, tropes are not necessarily a bad thing. They are a tool.
Yeah.
As long as they are used effectively, I'm happy.
They're not a tool. They're just circumstantial.
They're a device.
No, they're not. Hold on. Tropes aren't a device. Tropes are something that we invented to explain, to label certain things. They're just labels. Labels are whatever, because it doesn't denote whether or not something is good or bad. What we see here isn't, they actively did this trope. No, they did something that invoked the trope. And that was, he realizes who he is. He's not just Peter Parker or Spider-Man. He's both. And yeah, that's kind of corny, but the movie earns it.
As long as it uses it effectively, that's all that matters to me, is what I'm saying. And throughout that entire scene, the camera work, the pacing, the editing, like, it all comes together in such a way. Like, I love when he's moving around, but the camera always stays on his perspective. It does that A24 flip or that John Wick flip. Oh my God,
yeah, that shit was sick.
Yeah, just such creative ways of just like shooting a Spider-Man action scene that felt really refreshing.
Yeah. There's one part that really emotionally hit me as well. And it was definitely one of those moments where I'm like, oh God, please say what I want you to say here. And we established that Jean Grey cannot get into Spider-Man's mind. We don't really know 100% why that is.
Too much trauma.
Yeah, just too much there.
Although then she probably also wouldn't be able to get into Frank's head, so whatever. Maybe it's part of his specific mutation.
Really?
Frank has a lot of fucking trauma. She says it when she gets into his head.
Well, yeah, but she still got into his head.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. It can't just be the trauma for Spider-Man.
Sorry, I misheard you. Yeah, no, I think it has everything to do with his Spidey sense and everything like that. I think it has to do with his own, like, just mutation and whatnot. But I love the fact that we established she can't get into his brain. And at the very end, he's okay now. He's emotionally balanced. And he's like, you know what? No, go ahead.
Yeah, come on in.
Yeah. The people whose brains you keep getting into, they haven't gone through as much shit as I have, and I've been able to make peace with it. So
yeah, get in here and talk.
Get a taste of a good parent, bitch.
Get in here and talk to Marissa Tomei. We paid her to show up. Come here.
Yeah, I love. There's something that I love that his way of defeating her is. Yes, come have a good talk with my aunt. She's very nice.
Come get a hug from my aunt. She's a good bean. And I think deep down you're a good bean too.
Yeah, and I think that's so important when it comes to this character. Again, there's a lot of talk about whether or not Jean Grey got what she deserved at the end after all the bad things she did in the movie. And the things she did were bad. But also, she's an angry kid who's mad that her sister has been stolen and thus killed. She needs guidance. I don't know, maybe from a school made for people like her.
Or some type of brotherhood. Maybe on an asteroid somewhere. I don't...
I'm just saying, like, it's nice that at the end of the movie, she realizes she doesn't have to be this person.
Yeah.
She can be okay. And, she runs off at the end after Frank tries to shoot her. By the way, oh my God. Him taking that shot for her is... there was a part of me that's like, oh shit, are they gonna kill him? Like, are they gonna kill him?
Nah, they still need him for Secret Wars.
I genuinely had no idea how much Spider-Man we were gonna get moving forward. Tom Holland has already been talking about the fact that he wants out. So
I don't blame him at this point. But I mean, he is also kind of like the only thing holding this series together at the moment.
I mean, let's be honest, the movie has done buco at the box office. Insane.
Yeah, I read something earlier that Tom Holland has now starred, or at least been like a prime player in all 4 of the top 4 weekend openings of all time. Man's got a career.
Mm-hmm. I wish him the very best, but yeah, that moment he got shot, I was actually a little bit scared we were gonna get the death of Peter Parker in this. We didn't, and I love how it all comes together. I love that.
Yeah, getting your New York loves Spider-Man moment, and Frank being kind of like a goofy jackass wearing the mask.
And Frank being the guy who takes him to the hospital is also really good. And the fact that they have that little conversation afterward, and they accept that they're friends. And I was like, oh my God, it's so much better than all the other MCU stuff we've been getting because it allows its characters to actually connect and build something and pay that off. Jesus fuck. It's so good.
You were talking about the movie, like, really kind of pulling at your heartstrings. And weirdly, like, the movie didn't tug at my heartstrings very much, except for, like, 2 moments. I really like... the obvious chemistry that Tom Holland and Zendaya have. I mean, they're married, so...
Yeah, no, very good.
And I really liked all of their scenes together, but none of them, like, really, like, oh no, like, hit me. I think the scene between them that I liked the most was the one where she was talking about, like, look, I know you love me, but I don't know you. I don't love you. But then the scene that directly follows it, where she takes him back to the apartment and they just hang out as friends, I'm like, this part I feel like, oh, this is beautiful. Like, where he's reconnecting with Ned and she's just sitting there like doodling. It's so good.
Because it feels like these people who were always good friends, their lives split apart, but the moment they get back together, everything synchronizes.
Yeah.
And that shit, oh yeah, no, I felt that too. I also have to say, the moment he enters the fucking ship and she's holding the fucking letter, I audibly gasped. Because I was wondering the entire movie.
I figured we'd have to have that scene.
And the fact that they commit to not putting them back together is, wow.
I mean, she still has a boyfriend out there who's apparently unsupportive, kind of a bit of a jerk. Might be named Paul, we don't know, but...
Oh, that would be really funny. But... that being said, yeah, no, I love that whole scene with him, all 3 of them in the apartment. That made my heart swell.
When they're quoting Lord of the Rings to each other and just being friends.
And I won't lie, I've always been sort of here or there on Ned. I've never disliked Ned. Ned's a fine character good guy. I like his relationship with Peter in
CEO
all
of
the
Sex.
movies.
I bet he's really glad that nickname stuck.
The only thing that I will say is that there was always that part of me that kind of realized you are the MCU shoving Miles Morales' and Peter Parker's characters together. It is kind of impossible for me not to recognize you are Genki. You're just called Ned in this now. But now that we're past a lot of that and we're in this new era, watching them get back together and be together and just have fun made me realize, no, I want them. I need Ned in the next movie now. I want them back together. I want this. I don't need MJ and Peter to be together. That's fine. But the final scene of the movie, I was so happy. I genuinely, I kind of
yeah,
did a little
that
squeeze.
scene where he starts doing the handshake with him and just all of a sudden this muscle memory clicks and he's like, wait.
Which, by the way, is canonical proof that Ned loves Peter more than MJ ever did.
Yeah, it's true. If they had kissed, that would have broken it for sure. I think it's kind of interesting to lean into the idea that one thing that No Way Home sort of played with is this idea that Ned has this baked in ability, penchant for sorcery, maybe his brain is more resistant to the spell. I don't know.
I actually think that is what they're going for, because you are the 5th person I've heard say that of their own accord. The first being the person I saw the movie with. I was watching it with my friend Yama, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, it kind of makes sense. You know what happened in No Way Home, right?" And I'm like, "Holy shit, yeah." So there's a reason that Ned remembers Peter. Oh my god.
Yeah, that he might have this sort of ability to get past the spell easier. I don't know. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're just trying to have a cute little muscle memory unlock something, but
it is sort of interesting because I'm wondering if that there needed to be something to imply, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of the audience who are going to be like, well, wait, why didn't it work on MJ, but it worked on Ned? That doesn't make any sense. And we have to kind of infer why it didn't. We have to infer that.
And
so
I think that's fine. I think leaving stuff up to audience interpretation is a good thing in an era where everything needs to be exposited on and 25 things you missed and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Look at the red circle. They left a coffee cup on the set. They wouldn't be drinking Starbucks in England.
Yeah, it's not even concern for me. I saw it, I loved it, I had no problems with it. I'm just wondering if there are going to be some people out there who are just going to whine about the inconsistency.
There's always going to be people
or being
that whine.
A plot hole. Oh yeah, no, there will always be people who whine.
Yeah,
it's such a cute sequence, and it made me happy.
Enjoying Obsession as much as I did, and then seeing the online discourse about, I was like, did you notice in this scene it was like this? It's like she was an entirely different character. It's like, some people just don't pay the fuck attention to movies, man. Some people don't understand the words that people say.
The discourse about Obsession
and the Odyssey. If you ever see people talking about the Odyssey, it's like, well, how did this break Zeus's law? It's like, they say it bluntly in the movie. People have the attention span of gnats, and I say that as somebody with the attention span of a goldfish. So
I have ADHD. It is a struggle to see a movie. It's why I have to see a movie with other people, because when I'm seeing it with another person, they're kind of a stabilizing force for me. I have never had as much problem as I've seen with some of these motherfuckers. But yeah, no, it was really good. I really, really liked this movie. I would have personally liked it if some elements were a little different, / it wasn't still a product of the MCU. It still is in a lot of ways. It can't be its own thing. But given that, it does its best with it. And what we got is a great story with amazing characters. And I really, really hope that we just continue to see this kind of Spider-Man moving forward.
Saying that's kind of I agree. I want to see more of this type of Spider-Man moving forward, but saying the attached to the MCU stuff, it's a double-edged sword, because remember that first time you watched Justice League as a kid, and it's like, oh my god, they're all finally together. I love having this actual universe of heroes.
Yeah.
What if they did that in the movies? And then they finally start doing it in the movies, and the monkey's paw curls a little, because then you have a bajillion different writers, and you start having the same problems that the comics have, where you need to have this centralized through line, but all of these people want to tell different stories, but they all have to still interconnect somewhere. And the only people that seem to be able to get away to do with like whatever they want is James Gunn and Ryan Coogler, which fine. I'm cool with that. Ryan Coogler knows what the fuck he's doing. And James Gunn has yet to truly disappoint me with anything.
Yeah. I can't blame Supergirl on him, although I haven't seen Supergirl. I've just heard it's sort of meh.
I'll wait for it to come out on HBO.
Yeah, something tells me that I'm going to mostly enjoy it, but see why a lot of people were whelmed.
I think it'll be a fine home watch. Same way I kind of feel about Masters of the Universe, which I also haven't seen yet.
I need to get high and watch that with my boyfriend so damn bad. We didn't go see it in the theaters for one big reason. Do you know what it... Yeah. We were just like, we weren't going to do it.
It is crazy how much Suicide Squad made that man box office poison.
The
Suicide Squad started it. Morbius kind of like put that nailed the screw into a coffin.
Jared Leto Suicide.
Joker damaged.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
See, yeah. No,
that's what started it. Him mailing dead pig fetuses to his co-workers and like having all that weird shit about him to have like 15 minutes of screen time in a movie.
My brain, I try to never think about Jared Leto.
He went to a real twisted place for that cameo.
Oh God. And it was for a cameo.
Essentially a cameo.
Yeah, no, that movie though, man. Jared Leto sucks.
He had as much screen time in that movie as Elliot Page did in The Odyssey.
And guess what? The Odyssey did amazing. Put more trans people in your movies. Fuck you.
Still, like, I'll stand by the movie. Like, and that casting decision I'll stand by too. Elliot Page is supposed to play a young soldier, like somebody who is like very young. And go figure, trans men tend to remain looking very youthful.
Yeah, no, that's a common thing.
Yeah.
Also, like, fucking Elliot Page kind of got shredded. So he looks like a young guy who's working out a lot. Oh, yeah. Well, that's perfect for a young soldier. Why? There's no problem here. Why does anybody care? Oh, right. They're assholes.
Yeah, because some people they'll try to politicize everything in order to other people in order to blind them to the bad things that are happening around them.
Meanwhile,
Spider-Man's still good. Go see Spider-Man.
Yeah, go see Brand New Day if you haven't, and we haven't spoiled it too much for you. If you don't care about spoilers,
we said when the spoilers started, you know.
Yeah, I mean, some people don't care about spoilers though. They'll like watch an entire review and then they'll decide to go see it. I couldn't be me, but I genuinely respect anybody who could. It's crazy to me, but it's also impressive.
I'm just like the one thing that I'm kind of left with is I'm still really sad that we're probably never going to get another proper Hulk movie.
Yeah, that is,
especially after finally getting Monster Hulk back here for just like, you know, about 15 minutes of screen time.
Can I be a little me for a second?
Yeah.
Oh. Mm-hmm. That scene where he stands up and he's in his full transformed form in his back, and there was a part of me that was like, okay, wow, they made him bigger, didn't they? And they did. He's now bigger than Hulk's ever been.
Yeah.
Also, like, yeah, it's kind of interesting because it first starts off like, how in the world is Peter and Punisher being able to because at first it seems like they're not, how do I put this? At first it seemed like the Hulk was a little underpowered. And then I hadn't realized, oh, right, this version of the Hulk is a little underpowered. He is being held back by Bruce. The moment he goes full Hulk, it's over.
Yeah. Yeah, he just, like, Hulk fucking smash, man. But then, like, there's still that little bit of, like, you know, humanity left in him. Yeah. Like,
well, because I
know they'll likely, like, especially with the state of media and the fact that frickin' Mark Ruffalo is very outspoken about things that are very important. We are unlikely to get a real Hulk movie because of said things.
There's some implications. Look, there might be some really bad shit going on with the MCU right now. I gotta be honest with you. The fact that 4 of the recently canceled projects all had to do with black characters, and the fact that the last fucking Captain America movie was fucked over by a bunch of really weird politics, and yeah, I'm I'm not trying to get too political in this right now because I don't particularly want to, but there's some weird shit going on, and I think people really need to pay attention to that. Support black filmmakers and actors because they're Ryan Coogler is the only guy out here really doing it right now.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough for the Ruffalo. I'll say that much.
Yeah.
I really hope that we can get some Hulk stuff moving forward. I hope Mark Ruffalo can stay attached in whatever way possible.
I would really like that because
I would too. There's so many good things to explore with Hulk. Like I've been reading through Immortal Hulk. It's such a good run of Hulk stories, man.
I think the thing that really damned them was a lot of the will they won't they with the companies that own Hulk.
Universal,
they actually do have the go ahead to make Hulk movies if they want, but their big issue is I hate to say this, making a really good Hulk movie at this point is sort of difficult because of what they've made Hulk in the MCU.
Yeah, and I feel like they actually opened the green door, so to speak, with what they introduced with Brand New Day. So fingers crossed, I guess. Maybe it'll only bear out in Secret Wars. Who the hell knows? But yeah, until then, the next thing, I guess, is Doomsday.
The next thing is, in fact, Doomsday.
Which I guess a trailer dropped for it, and I haven't watched it. I'll probably still end up seeing Doomsday, but I'm going in with low expectations.
If you could watch that trailer and you will learn nothing. Nothing will surprise because you know.
I'm sure I will hear Chris Hemsworth's voice, and I'm sure I will see Chris Evans.
You will.
Okay.
That's and so I will say this. It is a little unfair to say if you've been following the MCU, none of this will be a surprise. If you are the average moviegoer and you don't know anything about any of this stuff, maybe it will be a surprise to you. Maybe you'll watch this stuff and you'll be like, oh my God, Shang-Chi versus Gambit? That's a big deal. For me, I'm just over here like, they've been talking about all this stuff for the long, this tells us nothing. Oh, the Fantastic Four are in there? No shit, of course the Fantastic Four are in there. And you've already spoiled that fucking Captain America is going to be in the movie. We knew that. None of this is a surprise. None of this tells us anything about the story. All it does is just tell us, oh, hey, there's this guy named Dr. Doom, and he's a big deal. And it's like, why? Okay.
Sorry, I'm lost on the fact. Worldless Gambit is in the movie?
A version of Gambit, still played by Channing Tatum, which I think is a terrible casting decision, fights Shang-Chi at some point.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a thing. I can't be asked to really care because they've completely ruined any kind of story they were trying to build interconnecting these movies when they couldn't just commit to recasting Jonathan Majors. So, yeah. This was good.
Spider-Man Brand New Day. Solid day at the movies. Good time to get some popcorn and a drink in your hands.
Hell yeah. So go see it if you haven't, or see it again. Watch it as many times.
Yeah, and this has been a Talkcast Pod Show. I'm not sure what we'll talk about next time, but next time there will be something to talk about.
I hope.
Hope smash.